Hi everybody, welcome to Twinset and Purl's knitting podcast.
Episode
59.
Is it? 59?
I think it's 59.
Well done, Jo.
It's either 59 or 60 and I can't believe it's...
We did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's...
I'm Rachel.
Yeah, and I'm Jo. It's...
You've just stumbled upon us, across us.
It's the 10th... No.
Yeah,
10th of November.
We do know where we are.
Yeah.
We do know what it is.
We're in York. We're at Sunburn Hall for Yorkshire Yarn Fest. It's the second day. Third day technically.
Yeah.
We didn't do any of the shopping on Friday.
We just got here in time for the knit night. We've got a whole nother thing to tell you about that we did on the way up.
My hair's hiding my poppy.
And we got here in time for the knit night, saw all our friends, caught up with everyone.
Yeah.
It was lovely. But we will talk about more about Yorkshire Yarn Fest later on. But that's
bit.
where we are. We're on location in Sunburn Hall in our
And
room.
the hotel is beautiful.
Yeah, we love this hotel.
Yeah.
But the lighting is not great.
Yeah.
So
we've got some kind of like spotlight going here, but I feel like it's seriously lighting one side. That might be the window actually.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But to be careful that it doesn't cause a migraine.
Yeah, we're not a technical podcast, so by any stretch of the imagination. No. So
we've basically got the floor is covered. There's loads of stuff. We're on a shelf, but we're going to make it work because we're having a great time.
Yeah,
we've got lots to show you. But should we get started?
Yeah.
Oh no, we've got some winners.
Yeah, so we've got some little bit of admin. Our gift-a-long started on the 1st of November. I don't know if you saw our Instagram few little posts we've done about it.
I released the Crocheted socks. Yeah. On the same day for gift-a-long.
So basically for the gift-along, you can knit any of our patterns and tell us who you're gifting them to, even if it's yourself.
So there's a thread in Ravelry.
Yeah. And
there's a hashtag which is T&P Gift-a-long 24.
And it's running until Christmas Eve. Is that right?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. And there will be prizes. We're going to do a few little spot prizes as we go, and then there'll be a big prize at the end.
So we already have decided to give a prize.
Yeah.
Have we got the prize?
No, the prize is the prize is a
pattern. Sorry, we decided. So not too many people. So a few people on Ravelry. Not many people on Instagram. Starting to pick up. I know we do need to post more. I keep saying, I always say that. You're going to be bored of me. You are bored of me. But. So it's been on for a week, and Mama P Creates, who is, I want to say Pauline, has finished a pair of Jomo socks, and they are beautiful. Do you want to look them up?
They're on Instagram.
They're on Instagram, yeah. And I'm knitting the Jomo socks, which you will see later on. They're a free pattern of mine, so if you want to join in, just download. And there's a couple of cowls as well, which are free. So just join in, and there will be prizes. So
Mama P
Creations. Look on the hashtag.
Okay, you keep talking. I'll look on the hashtag.
And yeah, so get in touch with us. It's probably easier to DM us on Instagram because you're using Instagram. You're from the hashtag. And pick one of our patterns, and I will send it to you on Ravelry. Yeah, they're beautiful. Just say who the yarn dyer is. It's Mama P, isn't it?
Mama P. There's got a double M.
Oh, right.
Mama P.
Mama P.
The yarn dyer is green lambkin,
And
it's gingerbread snowflake.
it's beautiful. There's a close up of the cables. Yeah.
Oh, it is gorgeous.
Just have a quick look. Click on her profile. Does it say what her name is?
No.
Oh, for some reason I thought she was the lady who brought us cupcakes to Yorkshire Fest one year, which was amazing. Yeah. So if you want a prize, pattern prize, and then the other one is another pattern prize, but this is the pattern. This is a prize from our T&P WIP thread. Whatever. Show us your Twinset and Purl whips patterns that you're knitting on at the moment,
and FOs really, because we haven't got an FO thread.
And in October, so we've finished October. October's finished, and we've picked a winner, and there were only 2 posts, and we had to give it to the dog wearing Simon.
So this is Abby, and doesn't she look cute in a Simon?
Yeah.
And that is fionaville
on Ravelry.
Ravelry.
So you've won a prize of a pattern worth up to £10 from Ravelry.
Doesn't have to be one of ours.
Yeah, obviously, if you really want one of ours, but please pick something from your list or your queue or your favourites or whatever. Anyway, that will all be in the description box below.
Yeah.
But I will message the winners.
Cool.
And let them know. Yeah, so the gift along's going along, continuing until Christmas Day. So join in.
Yeah.
We were thinking it's a gal. A gift along, or a knit along, or a make along. So
it's technically a knitting or crochet because you need to knit or crochet one of our patterns.
Yeah.
But it's not a mal.
No.
It's definitely a
gift along.
Yeah. Cool. So I've started something and it's definitely for me.
You've started more than one thing.
I have.
I've started one thing and they may be a gift.
Yeah. I absolutely love the main thing I've been knitting on, and I know somebody who would love it, but I want it so bad, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I've probably got enough yarn left over to make another one.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
We'll have to see.
So should we get started with the knitting?
Should we talk about?
Oh yeah, we've got
what we're wearing.
Oh yeah, and we've also got a pattern release that Jo had on Friday to talk about. Yeah. So
what we're wearing. Yesterday we met up with
Should we talk a bit about the show? Or we're going to talk about what we do that?
Let's do it in order because I've got Stitch Fest.
So okay, yeah.
But we met my friend Sue for lunch yesterday, and we had a little look around the show. But she crocheted us a poppy each, and it is Remembrance Sunday today. Obviously tomorrow is Remembrance Day. But yeah,
Veterans Day if you're in the US.
Yeah. So our dad was in the army. Our granddad was in the RAF, and our brother was in the army. Our dad actually lives in a British Legion sheltered flat. So all the, we support the British Legion completely. So we've got other. I've already donated some more money. I have a poppy that I wear every year, and I just give them some money.
I have a badge that I keep on my coat.
Yeah.
So I don't usually wear it on a sweater in the house. But yeah. So these are lovely. Thank you, Sue. It's lovely to see you.
Always lovely to see you, Sue. It's like I don't know. It's because she was my friend from work who I met during lockdown on a random Teams chat, and she lives in York, so we caught up when I came up to York a while ago, and then last time
I met her.
You met her, and it was almost like well, she watches the podcast, so she feels like she knows Rachel. So, but it's lovely, isn't it? It's always lovely to see Sue.
It is.
So we're going to do projects.
Can we do Chris Chris?
Oh yeah, Chris Chris is here.
We wore our Chris Chris's yesterday.
Yeah, so I've got 2 and you've got 1.
Yeah.
So you've seen this a lot of times if you've watched all the episodes. But Chris Chris was launched yesterday. This is the OG.
Yeah, that's right.
So the design is the same shape as Cecil. In fact, it's exactly the same charts as Cecil, but with a different pattern on. So Cecil's garter and
This is beautiful.
Chris Chris is a texture. So it's like a
looks
basket
amazing.
weave in knits and pearls, and then that's actually the wrong side. The
it is reversible.
Yeah,
If you sew your ends in well.
yeah. The pearl bumps have been picked out in mohair. So you join the mohair with your main colour, so it's not as complicated as in Tarja because you don't have to twist to make sure that you haven't got any holes.
This is the very top got mohair in it.
Yeah. So Rachel's picked out this mohair fade from Lonely Skeins bin at Sophie's workshop, and I saw it and was like,
I'm having that.
I'm having that. And the main yarn is an alpaca linen silk from Yarn Undyed, which is beautiful. It's so drapey. It's just, that was lovely yarn to work with.
Yes, it's quite a while since people will have seen this one.
Yeah. So you basically do, there's a longer pearl bump section than a shallower one, and it goes like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the colours, and then on the next round through it's the different shape. So then that repeats twice down the shawl, and it's got the scoop from the different increases and decreases, and it's about 2 meters long.
I just found it really addictive.
Yeah.
Knitting, because I personally, when I got to, when you start off you knit quite a bit,
Yeah.
and then when you get to the middle you're on the longest rows, which are only 100 stitches, 100 and something stitches, but I always try to do the block of 10
rows.
and then so I was doing 20 rows a day and just loved it. And mine is random.
So I was knitting this one.
She told me the concept, actually. It was the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is what I imagined
Yeah.
you meant. Because when you said to me it was going to be random dot, it was not what you did with the fade.
This was the random one.
Yeah,
right?
and you did that afterwards. The first one, when you said it was going to be just blocks of colour, random blocks of colour, I imagined it was going to be like this. Where you just...
Yeah.
You know, I've got 3 colours in mine.
And
I used Debbie Bliss Fine Donegal for the main colour, and I picked out little pops because it's got like, it's hard to see, but you have seen this before. It's blue, but it's got lilac and teal and pops of colour in it. So I picked those out and used Cumulus from Fibre Space.
Have you wet blocked this?
No.
I think it could do with a
Yeah,
wet
it could,
block.
because of this blue doesn't have a bloom as well. Yeah, I just steamed it when I finished it, didn't I?
Yeah.
So
I'll take it back with me then and wet block it for you.
And it's there's 25 gram balls of Fibre Space Cumulus.
Yeah.
In the thistle, plum and midnight colourways, which is a teal. Yeah.
So as I was knitting the OG, I realised that
I thought I'd do a few more.
well, people aren't necessarily going to want to sew all those ends in.
No.
And this is a bit more of a subtle one.
Yeah, you can see it more when you hold it, when you've got the light behind it.
So it's a variegated mohair that is used all the way through. So you get little pops of pink and little pops of teal, but it's mostly a green.
Yeah.
And the yarn, the base yarn is polworth silk from the Knitting Giftshop.
It's beautiful. And grey, it's greyer than the original, than isn't it?
Yeah.
The background.
And then as I was knitting this one, I came up with the crosses one. So
is that the most popular from your knit estimate?
No, this one. We're calling it the scattered.
Right.
So in the pattern, you'll get the base pattern, which is just the texture, and then 3 PDFs to download with the fade, the scattered, and the crosses. So that placed how I placed them.
So you can put your own colours.
Yeah. And you can copy exactly what I've done. Or you can use the base pattern and shade in your own and do exactly what you want to do. So yes, lots of options. One of my testers didn't use any mohair and it's beautiful, just the texture on its own. So, you know, if you've got a really gorgeous couple of skeins of yarn, and you, because I find out of all the shawls that I own, I wear my plain beige Morris all the time because it goes with everything. And I don't even wear the green one because the green one doesn't go with everything. But
that would go with everything.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I just think sometimes you just want a basic. And this would be a beautiful basic if you've got a gorgeous skein of yarn. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to get some cashmere and knit one. I might treat myself for my birthday. So I saw some Debbie Bliss on Lovecraft's 100.
They've made her redundant.
Have they?
That's what somebody told me yesterday. That's where we started talking about webs being bought out by a big company.
Right.
They bought Lovecrafts and they bought webs and they've got rid of Debbie Bliss.
Well, I'm not going to buy it then because that's mean.
I just hope that Debbie Bliss has found another home.
Is she not like close to retiring?
Well, but her yarns are being made.
Well, she's obviously her name. She sold it to somebody, hopefully.
Yeah.
They can't just take her name, can they? Anyway, I'm going to find some cashmere. It was £100 for enough cashmere to knit.
I think it's worth
one
it,
of
isn't
these. And I think it'd be beautiful. So, the pattern is Chris Chris, and it's currently got 25% off. But by the time this goes up, it might have finished.
But it will be added to the.
But it will be added to the podcast bonus, which is down below, and you'll get anybody who watches the podcast and reads the notes. There's a discount code podcast bonus 20.
Yeah.
If you get 20% off any of our patterns, apart from charity patterns and the e.
No, I've added all the
ebooks.
I've added all the ebooks to it because I thought for the gift-a-long. So I didn't tell anybody that.
But they're there.
And
if you put,
because I
and can you buy? You can put multiple patterns in and use. So there you go, everybody. Nice little bonus for you guys. And if you're coming to Yorkshire, if you come to Yorkshire Yarn Fest, the other one, Sophie was wearing the other one, which. All of the mohair is Sophie's mohair, but the one that she's wearing is also her base yarn, which is the cherry blossom colourway, and then the azalea pink mohair.
It's beautiful.
And if you look back, I think in last episode I was knitting.
That's
your
FO.
That's my FO. Yeah, that's the finished. So I was knitting on it in the last episode. So if you want to see it, pop back.
So peaks and troughs. So many FOs last time, none this time. And
if you're on Instagram, I put on a reel of all the testers versions, and there's some amazing colourways people have chosen. You know how that's what I love about doing this. Actually, is I've got my ideas, and people are like, "Oh, you're so creative, Jen," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then I see what my testers do and what other people do. Like the other thing I'm going to ship, one of my whips. Is definitely inspired by one of the projects on Cecil. So always have a look at the projects on the patterns to get inspiration. A lot of people know exactly what they want to do, but if you don't, I just love looking through project pages. Cool. So that's Chris. Haven't got any plans for any more shawl releases soon. You've got one in test.
Yeah,
which
mine
will come out Christmas.
round about Christmas time. Hopefully, possibly a birthday pattern
But
release.
until then, you've got a sock coming out next weekend.
Yeah, so the Birdstreet, I can show it.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to show it now?
It's in. We're gonna start on whips, aren't we?
Yeah. Is it that one?
Yeah. So we didn't bring any blockers with us either, so bear with. It has been blocked, so it does kind of.
And this little
lay properly.
cute bag, everybody who sees it wants it. So it's from Jo. It's from Piccalilli,
Yeah.
who's Jo Piccalilli on Instagram, and I think you need to find some more of this fabric, Jo. and Make some. People are wanting the little squashes.
Yeah, because it's
Autumnal
rather than Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got Halloween bags which I'm now not using. I'm using.
Which is your favourite? I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Little,
I like that one.
I'm liking this little butternut squash, but I'm also liking this little. I don't know what kind of squash that is, but I'm liking
Spaghetti.
that one.
Squash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I talked about this skein of yarn after I went to the Southern because I could not. I had to go. I went back and bought it because I could not stop thinking about it.
And that's got a bit of shadow on it.
Yeah.
But it's.
And I love orange.
Yeah.
Not only because it's not really because it's my Loma colour, but bizarrely it's also Maggie's charity, Maggie's colour. But anyway, so these are the Apptivo socks, and it's a lace and cable that runs down the front and the back of the sock, and reminded me a bit of kind of like the orange segment you'd get in a cocktail. And so they're called, the colourway is Apptivo, so these are the Apptivo socks. But if you look at it on the side when it's on a blocker, I think it looks really nice as well.
Yeah.
And you could do
my
this,
hand in. So
yeah, and you could
be
do
able
the
to
pattern
see what-
just on the front. You don't have to do it on the back as well, but
It does look nice from the side.
obviously the pattern, obviously the pattern's written for it to be on the back and front. Yeah, so that is coming out next weekend because Birdstreet Yarn are going to be at Oxford Yarn Store, which is my local bougie yarn store. Not my nearest yarn store.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm releasing the pattern probably on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Not just
because Sunday they're there. Pattern sales don't do too well on a Monday and a Tuesday if you launch then. So we'll be launching it slightly before, but the sock and the yarn will be at Oxford Yarn Store.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's possibly my longest. So I still haven't finished the second one. I'm over halfway. I'm on from the heel flap and everything. So that's what I'll be knitting in the car on the way home, and then getting them off to Birdstreet for some pictures before the weekend. And
cool.
Yeah. So what else have you got? Do you want to talk about your sock, and then I'll talk about
I haven't brought my sock.
Haven't you? Shall I quickly just talk about?
I've done nothing on my sock.
I've got quite a lot of whips. So shall I quickly talk about my vanilla sock?
I've got whips too
Lots of whips.
that I've started for the gift. I've got 3 whips.
Should we do
and
a
a John?
So I've got a shawl. Should we talk
Do
about
your other sock? Which is your other sock?
So that one there, and then I've got one in there. And I've got my gift, and then I'll talk about the gift-along one, and then we can move into your gift-along project. Is that okay? I'll be really quick because I've shown. So this is this is a concept. There's a needle in it. Katia concept by Katia yarn. What's that? I've got the label.
And it looks like the fanciest sock in the world.
Yeah,
but
so
you
it's
just
Ilta.
You just knit.
It's quite 70s Fair Isle, I think.
Yeah.
But I love it. And I wish that
Itchy nose.
I wish it would be possible to use this yarn for sleeves or something, and it
do that pattern.
It'd do that pattern, but it wouldn't, obviously, because the sleeves would be...
We did talk about whether you could get 2 balls.
I'm not sure how quite it would work.
Well, and see if if it would work.
So this is
knit it, helical knit it, and see whether you got.
Can you hold that so there's not the light's not directly on it? So it's the Ilta by Katia,
And this is.
and if you're in the
203.
and if you're in the UK, their website is really good value for. Well, the yarn is good value, and I'm on the gusset of their second one.
And how? So it
But
comes quickly.
It comes quickly, and it's cheap. The postage, you get free shipping after about 25 quid. So it's
And how much is it a ball?
this is, I want to say £14-ish.
Right, so 2 balls and you get free postage.
Yeah, and it's superwash merino, but it's so soft. It's not like it's next
Regia.
level compared to Regia and West Yorkshire Spinners.
An opal.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's lovely.
yeah, and that's living in my little cerise sur le gâteau bag, which I got in the set. And yeah, and then I've got down here dad's. I finished one of my dad's. Just rest that on there, on your leg. I feel like I sound like I've smoked 100 cigarettes.
No.
Oh no, that's crocheting. That is in the B bag, of course. So somebody asked where this bag was from. It was in the show notes, but it's from a company called Dolly Hot Dogs, which is a UK. They do a lot of animal designs, and
If you happen to live in Bristol, they sell a lot of it in. There's a shop in Clifton Shopping Centre, by the Sainsbury's.
yeah,
They sell a lot of Dolly hot dogs.
Yeah.
I noticed they have those,
Ah.
and some really lovely. They've
You've
got lots
you've
and
got
lots of
your
other designs.
hair.
I've got hair.
Yeah.
I really
want the hair one.
I really like the fish.
So this is style craft. These are for my dad. This is style. I showed these last week.
Oh, it's the ones that are by
It's
about a beach, aren't they? Or about
It's colours of the world. Spice up your life.
and this one is Bondi.
Bondi Sands.
No, Bondi Beach.
Oh, on the beach. And I finished one, apart from kitchening and toe. So, and it's quite, the only thing I am interested in really is the way that the navy blue and cream bit changes depending on where you are. The gusset, when you're on the gusset, it made squares. So he'll love them because he'll love the colours.
And that one, they go this way and then they go that way. That's interesting.
So I'm gonna obviously I need to cancel the second one, but
He's going to look very jazzy in them.
yeah, jazzy. And I haven't brought the yarn with me. He sent me two skeins of yarn.
One's a DK, isn't
One's
it?
a DK. I finished one pair of DK socks as a sample for a shop,
And you've never knit them for him.
and
he's
he's
got
got
weird
So I'm
numbers.
not sure what to do, and I'm not sure if he's going to like them in shoes. Even. But I'll knit them. I did suggest that he had a cowl in the yarn. It's a rainbow.
Yeah.
Perfect by Regia, but anyway. But he sent them to me, and he sent me a postcard, and it said, "These are for you to knit me some socks to add to my collection, the biggest collection of hand knit socks in the universe." And I was like, "You don't know knitters. You also don't know me. Come to my house and."
Well, he hasn't been to your house for a while, has he?
I must have 200 pairs of socks in my house now. This one is my. So those are my 2 vanilla, and then I've got one.
Is this also a purchase?
The bag's a purchase, and and it's a new cast on.
Right.
So Conchita Prowler on Instagram is Butternut Handmade on Etsy, UK, I think.
We buy lots of
We
project
love
bags
her
from
bags.
Yeah.
and
She does
she'd put
amazing.
up on Instagram this beautiful blues on a white background of like hair, like a bunnies, I think, and stuff. She does a lot of block printing, so I thought, ooh, I'm going to look at her Etsy shop again, and then saw this and bought this one. So it's a winter hedgehog, and he's got a little bit of gold on him, on her. I think it's a her.
Yeah.
And the back is this lovely linen, and yeah, it's just like a little sock bag. So I cast on for the gift-a-long my Jomo socks. So these are, this yarn is, it was 250 grams, so it's a fade in one skein, so it's not different. I haven't faded a minis or anything, and it came as two. They were caked together, so I had to uncake it to be able to knit 2 socks. I mean, if you were doing 2 at a time on, say, on a magic loop, you'd be okay. Yes, it starts off blue, and I'm now moving into through the lilacs to the pink, and it's called Sunrise. So when you get to the centre, there's like yellows.
Oh, lovely.
And it's by Adventures in
But
Yarn.
you're not going to use the whole thing to get to your toe,
Probably
are
not,
you?
no. I did do 2 extra repeats of the cable pattern on the leg, so an extra 16 rounds, because I wanted like a longer.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
And that's her. I don't know if we can show it. The light won't shine on it. And she uses her kind of standard sock base is 85-15, 85 superwash merino, 15 nylon, and it is beautiful yarn. I designed the Christmas at Bridgerton socks with her, and it's gorgeous. Yeah. So thoroughly enjoying knitting those, and that's basically all I want to knit on. And my cable needle's in the corner. Oh God, I thought I'd lost my cable.
And that's your gift-a-long. Who are
That's
you
my
gifting
gift.
that to then?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Although I don't know why I did a longer leg if I'm doing that. It sounds like I'm making them for me, but yeah. So, where's your gift-a-long cast on? Oh, don't know
I've
those 2 because
I've got 3 gift-a-long cast-ons, and 2 of them are in there.
Okay.
And then this was the 3rd one that I cast on. So I bought some yarn at Unravel in September from Wensleydale Long Wool
For the express.
To knit a blue Morris. So some of you might remember that I knit a Morris in this colour in nettle yarn, which is a summery Morris, and I think it's a beautiful colour, and I wanted a wintry Morris in it.
So is the nettle yarn was lace weight?
No, the nettle yarn was
4-ply.
4-ply,
Oh, right, okay.
but thinner.
Right.
This is gonna, well, it's beautiful to knit with. So this is Wensleydale. Oh, people in the corridor. This is Wensleydale Long Wool, and it's just so soft and silky. And I have done section 1 because I'm doing the lace weight numbers. I've done section 1 and I'm on to section 2 of Morris, and I think it just looks.
You love Morris.
I love Morris,
and this yarn is beautiful, and they are the loveliest people. So if you we'll link.
They do
below.
a lot of show. They do go to a lot of the shows that we go to.
We'll link their Instagram down below, so give them a follow and
pop on and buy.
Buy some of their beautiful yarn. So
I didn't bring the label with me. But yeah, so that's the first Morris.
But you'll be talking about it again, maybe.
I will be.
And what bag?
Oh, this was, I bought this at the Stitch Fest Southwest, so it's one of my acquisitions from the Treadling woman, and it's just this, it's really lovely, the needle cord print, and just and then I bought this. It was sold as a stitch marker, but it's a bit heavy as for a stitch marker, so I'm using it as a zip pull little charm thing. So yeah, so that was the Treadling woman, and we've got something else with that later on. And then I remembered that I had bought this yarn to knit another Morris, and I thought I'm going to knit them in parallel. Going to knit them at the same time. So this is it's actually, they're both woolly wool.
Yeah.
This is 100% wool, jet black, dark brown, from a local farm to me. I can't remember the name, so I will put it in the show notes. But I was at the Chipping Sudbury Yarn Over, and I saw this lady, and
that's going to suit you so much.
I didn't buy it at the time, but she posted it to me because I only wanted 200-ish grams, and she had, like, it was massive, the one she had, and
or for a sweater or something.
Yeah, so this was 20. It's basically £10 100 grams.
Yeah.
So £21.40 for 214 grams of this gorgeous chocolate colour.
So that's
got a lot
of... So both your gift-alongs are for you.
Yeah. And it's got a lot of spinning oil in it. For me it smells amazing. Rachel doesn't like it.
I'm not a woolly,
but I think it's going to look so gorgeous when it's washed and boxed. I love it.
I love the colour. I really do. And I think it'll go with your
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the other Morris. And then I found, so I've been wanting to do this for ages. And I found I'd lost the yarn. I couldn't find the yarn in all my yarn stash, and then I found it when I was looking for something else. So I thought, bugger it, I'm going to cast it on as well. So it's in my redesigned medium bag, and it is a Cecil cowl. So I'm using Isaiah yarn in black in Alpaca 2 and 3 colours of mohair, as is Cecil's design. This one is number 6. It's like a beigey, blushy, oystery colour. The blue is number 16. It's like a teal blue, and then this kind of yellow saffron,
like a petrol.
Yeah, saffron curry kind of colour is number 22. And
what's the black?
The black is number 30, I believe. Yeah, colour 30 in Alpaca 2. So I'm going to have a fair bit left over, I think. I mean, the yellow is obviously been used the most. And basically I'm working it out to see how the charts and everything work for a cowl. It's very similar obviously to the Simon cowl. So you start with a provisional cast on, you do some increases to get you to the middle, you knit your middle, and now I'm on the decreases on the other side. But I'm loving this on a black background.
So that's what you copied from one of your testers?
Yeah, so it wasn't one of the testers, it was one of somebody in the project pages has knit a black a black Morris, a black
I bet you'd like a
Cecil.
black Morris too.
I'm gonna have dark brown one, so but I'm just
beautiful.
loving it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving it. And I knit the first section in a day, and
I've got yarn to do the cowl as well.
yeah, and then it's taken me a long time to do the rest of it.
I don't think it has.
Well, no, it feels like a long time because I did so much the first day.
But we've done hardly any knitting.
Yeah, and I've been doing lots of
Last
driving.
weekend.
So so basically that's what it's going to be like. But this may be a gift to somebody for somebody. I haven't decided.
Tell them why.
Because it's alpaca, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear it.
Yeah.
But if I can't wear this, I'm going to buy some knitting for olive merino.
Yeah, in black.
And re-knit it for myself.
Yeah.
And I have,
because this isn't alpaca.
no, that's mohair.
Yeah, so you're fine.
And I have a friend at work who would love it.
It is beautiful, Jo.
So yeah,
It's a work of art.
Yeah, and then the instructions for that will be added to the Cecil pattern. So if you've already got Cecil, as soon as I've worked out that the numbers, like where you start to get the, because
the length,
obviously you don't want a cowl to be too long or too much of a diameter.
No, the bit you need to change is the ribbit
I think it needs the ribbing.
Yeah.
So it's where you start. So I've just started that at the beginning of chart 3. Knitting chart 3, chart 4, chart 5, and then going to do some ribbing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be somewhere between 24 and 25 inches circumference. So that is fine to me, but a few people thought the Simon cowl was too big.
Right, okay.
And they didn't do as much rib at the back.
Right.
Or you can cut down the middle section. With Cecil, you can't cut the middle section down because it's where all the colours mix together. But you could start
sooner.
Yeah. So
you'll put some instructions.
Yeah.
So if you've got the pattern already, you've got an update.
You'll get an update, and then I'll be doing some promo on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will mean people will, if they were put off by the size of Cecil shawl, but they loved it. They may be, they may fancy knitting a cowl.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Right. So my only other whip is my John.
Right. So I've got my Simon and my sweater.
Well, you do Simon, I'll do John, and then the sweaters.
And then there's a little bit of crochet.
Oh, you've done a tiny bit of the sweater last time, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done more. I haven't done loads, but I have done more. Because these are the two projects I wasn't sure about.
Oh, yes.
And
I convinced you to do both of
carry
them.
on. Yeah. So this is the yarn that I went to Unravel to buy, and it's beautiful. Brushed superwash merino nylon, 85.
Let me just drink my coffee
15.
and I'll pick it up for you.
Lace weight, 600 meters per 100 grams from Moonlight Fibre. Teal Time and
Cappuccino.
Yeah. I haven't done a lot.
Are you enjoying the yarn?
I'm enjoying the yarn in the product. It isn't the easiest to knit with. You can't knit quickly with it because the fluff.
Oh, you've got to make sure you pick up the thread.
Yeah, and the result is that it looks more kind of woven than a normal Simon. Less defined, and these colours are. I mean, there is a
pop it back.
Yeah, there is a contrast, obviously.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, and it weighs nothing. It is light as a feather. And I've managed. So I've done. I'm almost halfway through section 2.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
So I'm just going to keep plodding on with him.
Yeah.
And here's my 4th Simon shawl. I've knitted one Simon cowl. I need to cast on, so I might no, I mean, I'll be doing a little bit. I do 30 minutes of knitting every day on all my projects. I try to. So I will be carrying on, but I do need to cast on Dad's Christmas present. So I will do that this week, I think, because I found my kestrel and honey yarn again. That's living in my soft accents bag. Lovely Jackie's here this weekend. Yeah. And Jo might have to show you something from her.
Actually, I don't know if I've got any very much further with this, but I'll show you because it's lovely.
You have been knitting on
other things, yeah. And I've also got a couple of. I've had one secret design for Botanical Yarn, and I've got another secret that I'm keeping for myself for now. But this is my tonal John.
Oh, this is so soft.
And it is in yarn from Ginger Twist in Edinburgh, in the Undyed and the Core Blimey colourway. And it's alpaca, baby alpaca, linen and silk. And it's lovely.
Is that the same as the biscuit?
I don't think it's baby alpaca. Don't know. I need to, but yeah, so you can see the concertina-y effect of John. And this is just lovely, a lovely knit.
Yeah. Just while you're talking about John, Birdstreet Yarn have got the latest reimagined. I think it might be on pre-orders. But they are doing pre-orders for the OG John colours, and I think people have requested the other ones. So if you wanted to do the John with the minis, Birdstreet will have you covered. So go and check out Birdstreet.
Yeah. So you've got your sweater.
I've got my sweater and I've got my crochet.
Okay. We're just over 45 minutes.
Right, that's fine. We've got our acquisition.
Yeah, a lot of acquisition.
But we'll go quick through the acquisition. I'll go quick through this one because I've shown it before. So this is my Bergman sweater by Caitlin Hunter, which I'm knitting in the yarn in the pattern, which is Mungo by
Rosa Pomar
from Portugal. And it's really easy just to hold it like that.
Yeah.
So I've done about
quite thick,
15 rows of. I thought we were talking about this last time, that the white, the cream is thicker than the colour with the other one. So I'm liking the contrast though. Like when you hold it back. Yeah. So when you're wearing it,
what does the pattern do?
So the pattern now, I'm on to it makes like the squares, like it looks like flowers,
right? And
there's a little flower, then a bigger flower, and then lines again,
right? Is it wool? 100% wool?
One was 100% wool, it said, and one was 50 cotton.
Oh right.
Wool, but it does feel like cotton wool. So anyway,
I think it's going to be lovely.
Yeah. So it's not what I want to knit. Yeah. It's not what I gravitate towards when I have been doing a little bit of knit what makes you happy the last.
Yeah. But you kind of, that if you decide you want the product, you can do half an hour a day on it,
and it will grow, and it does grow. Yeah, I can do if I do an hour, I can get about 4 rounds done of colour work. So, and also once you get into it, you do. Yeah, and once you're through the colour work, how many rounds of colour work are there? 50. So when I tend, this is what if anyone cares, I tend to spend the morning knitting a bit on each of my, or crocheting on each of my product projects. I can't speak until I'm retired. If you've noticed. I've been snoring. Say no more. And then in the afternoon I will focus on one thing. So
is it whatever of the things you've knit in the morning that you're liking the most?
Yeah.
Do you go back to it?
Yeah. And then I might do something else in the evening. But you know, I don't knit every minute I'm awake, people. I sleep a lot. Yeah. But that's living in my bag from Norway. Stricker fibre or which
Beautiful.
is beautiful. Pile up there. And then I've got my. I'll show this really quickly because I've made a bit of progress on it.
Are you writing the pattern for that one?
Yes, I am, because I'm also going to. I talked about doing my
yes.
minis from Pixie Yarn,
Yeah.
so I might just put in the instructions for both. But it does make this lovely fabric, and I just do this. I've got that much left of the skein, so I've still got to do the top ribbing.
Right.
So, and then I think it's going to be a present for our big bruv.
Oh, cool.
And that's in my Botanical Yarn flock fibre bag, which I love, and goes for American green. And then this is my little grey girl, and this is the Moonlit Shawl by Sandra Paul, who is Cherry Heart Designs. And last time I had just finished, I nearly finished the increases, and I have done the middle section. So it does, I think I made a mistake there. I had one stitch too many, but I think it'll block out because
you put border all the way around.
Yeah, you do a border. No, not all the way around. You do a border on this edge. Right. So the middle.
But you could do one.
I could do, but you also block it. When she showed the way she's showing you to block it is in, so you really accentuate the present, like the croissant shape of it, I think.
Right.
Okay. So I think I'll be able to fudge something.
Right. How wide is the border?
So the border, I think, is about, it's 8 rows, but it's got trebles. It's different. It's a pattern. It's like.
Oh, right.
So it's been a bit creased in the bag. But this yarn is lovely. It's the cherry pie.
It looks lovely on camera.
The cherry pie colourway by Adventures in Yarn Craft. So it's AT15. So it's really lovely.
Yeah.
And I've doubled the centre. So I'm doing the fingering weight version, the DK.
Right, so you've done twice and then you're about to start the decreases, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's going to be
massively long, is it?
No, 60 inches is in the pattern.
Right.
So it is just a little kind of necker chief.
Cool.
Sure, but obviously it needs to be blocked and it is superwash, so you can make it. But yeah, I haven't knitted one of your one skein shawls yet. So I haven't knitted a long thin.
You haven't knit one?
No, I keep meaning to. I've picked hundreds of skeins of yarn to knit one in the new year.
No, gift-a-long.
Oh yeah, but I've got no time. Something on knee. But I'm already antsy because of this number of whips. But the socks, I said to Jo, when I finish the vanilla socks, I'm not casting on any more socks. Any more vanilla socks until I get a few other things I want to knit finished. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's crochet corner. Progress. Lovely people, thank you for liking my shawl that I crocheted for Jo. And I am making her another one. She's chosen some yarn from my stash, and I will be casting it on.
I'm not ungrateful.
No, you're not ungrateful.
If I'm really ungrateful, I'm not.
Well, at the time, you were a little bit ungrateful. You're
Right.
you're not going to talk about it now.
Okay.
Because we're going to draw a line because you've chosen more yarn.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make you another one.
Yeah.
And I am going to write the pattern up. And
you can put the little bit on the bottom if
can
you
reach
want to.
that thing afterwards. Yeah.
You can put the bit on the bottom that I don't like as well, because other people like that.
Yeah, but yours will not have it.
Okay.
And people can do what they want, can't they?
Yeah, that's the.
And it will be nice to see one in another yarn.
Yeah.
And
it's my favourite stitch of all of the crochets you've been
yeah,
doing.
so that pattern is going to be a wrap, a cowl, and a shawl, because it's the same stitch. So it's going to take a while though, because I need to do I'm going to redo the cowl in hand dyed.
Oh right, and you're going to redo the shawl.
So it's a normal yarn that everyone can get, and I'm going to redo the shawl in sock yarn she's chosen, and then
with cashmere in it.
Yeah. and then cool. We're so that'll be the new year.
Yeah. And also, people are going to be fed up of us with patterns. We've got loads of patterns coming out. Right, are we on to acquisitions?
Yeah. So you're talking about stitch. So what we basically we have been. Jo went to stitches.
If you're not into acquisitions, thank you very much for joining us for our WIP and
admin round.
Yeah.
If you do like to see
if you do like acquisitions,
see what we bought,
stay in. It has been a very yarny few weeks, and it's going to be even more yarny. So we've got another yarny thing coming up next weekend.
Yeah. So Jo went to.
So the first thing I did was I went to.
Oh yeah, after you left the podcast.
After I left the podcast last time, I went to the reopening of No Frills, which is my LYS in Bristol, and met the lovely Meg at No Frills. Has moved into a bigger shop, and she's had a few landlord issues, and the reopening had been delayed, and been causing quite a lot of stress. But she's now in her new shop, and it is beautiful. There's lots of space for classes and customers to look around, and more yarn and everything. And I went with the idea that I want to knit a hood. And I
what's it called, the one you found?
I can look it up. I can't remember, but I can look it up. That was the yarn that I picked to knit my hood.
So Jo's picked Regia Premium Silk, so that's merino and silk sock yarn,
and it is beautiful yarn.
And that is in the
I think I knit Ruthie in that colourway.
Yeah.
Not Ruthie, Ruth.
Colour 20. I'll say 20 or 28? 20.
Yeah.
And then the mohair she's chosen is Knitting for Olive, soft silk mohair in the colour Sparrow.
And this is the hood that I am going to do. It's called the Simple Knit Hood.
So you've got two mohair, do you?
I've got three. I've actually bought two of the Regia Silk and three mohair. So that's the hood I'm going to knit. There are quite a lot of hoods around on Ravelry, and this one doesn't have a point at the back.
This is what you want.
Which is what I want, because I want to be able to wear. I've got a coat without a hood
and a coat with a hood
and a coat with a hood, but it just looks so nice when it's not, when you haven't got it up as a hood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be casting that on, and if I really like it, there might be another one for a gift. But we'll see. So yeah, so that I looked at so many different yarns and decided that
it needs to be something that goes with everything, doesn't it?
And that is just lush. Right, so then I was chatting to Rachel in the week, and
it wasn't very many days before.
No, about Thursday, And she was like, oh, what are you doing at the weekend? And I was like, oh, Chris is going to the football all day on Saturday, so I've got the whole day to myself. And she was like, why don't you go to Stitch Fest Southwest with Maggie? And I was like, oh, I hadn't really thought about that. So Maggie was, Maggie's husband was going to go with her, so she just bought a ticket for Trevor. So Rachel was chatting to Maggie on the Thursday afternoon, and she's like, would it be okay for Jo to come down? So I drove down to Maggie's in Taunton, and then we drove to Newton Abbot together. Trevor got to stay home and watch the rugby all day, so he's very happy. We were very happy. Maggie and I have not spent time on our own.
No.
So we had a lovely chat all the way down in the car. And we got there. We chatted to Birdstreet. Looked at a few things. I got I don't know, it wasn't accosted by a woman, but I was I went to the loo, and I came out of the loo, and as I came out of the loo, somebody went, there she is. And this lady had just bought the kit for John from Birdstreet, and they must have said, oh, the designer's here. And I just walked off to go to find the toilet, and they came and found me. And she was asking if you could make John longer. And Maggie had hers on, and I was like, do you really want it longer than that? Because if you're making it with the minis, it's actually been worked out so that the two ends are the either end of the colour in the minis. So if you add any length to it, that's not going to happen. And she was like, oh, actually, because Maggie had hers not wrapped, so she could see how long it was, whereas John had got his wrapped round. So yeah, we had a lovely chat. I was wearing my Maggie shawl, and she was like, oh, that's lovely too. So we had a whole conversation. But yeah, it was quite funny. Then we went and had a cup of tea, or we went to get a drink, and we bumped into Ruth Loves to Knit, who it was a total surprise that I was going to be there, because we'd said we weren't going. So we had lunch with Ruth and her friend, whose name I can't remember, I'm really sorry.
Caroline?
It's the lady who knit her Cecil for her. Is it Caroline? I think it might be Caroline. Anyway, it was lovely. And then we did a little bit more shopping around. So the yarn that I bought was from a new to me yarn dyer called Loom. And Maggie said it's quite local to Maggie, and I think Maggie's had her advent before. And Maggie said, when I see her colours, I just think of you. So I bought these two, which are in the colourway Milk Tea. One is a alpaca silk cashmere, and the other is mohair. Oh no, baby Surrey alpaca. And that's going to be the body of a shawl. And then I bought two sets of minis, which are going to be the border. So again, lots of ends, people, but I think it's going to be beautiful. I've got this idea, and bizarrely, it's the wrong side of two patterns that I want to have as the right side of the shawl.
So will it look all right on the... Not
so,
all right, but...
So I'm thinking that I might call it wrong side of the tracks or something. I don't know, the wrong side shawl or something. Anyway, I was trying to think of a family...
That is amazing. That's softer, even softer than John and Claire's.
I was trying to think of a family member who's from the wrong side. So anyway, we might get there. But this is the same, this mini is the same as that. So that's going to go in with the prize.
Okay.
So I bought, then
so those are the...
So the other things that I bought that day were some lavender bags from Namillo.
Lovely.
And you can't go wrong with that lavender bag.
I've had lots of lavender bags in project bags that I bought lately.
And I also bought oh, where's it gone? I think it might be inside here. I bought little notions pouches from the Treadling woman as well.
There.
One for Rach, one for me. And Rachel's got her
I've got my stitch.
your zip
pull.
And
Mine's
I
denim with the yellow.
also bought this little progress keeper, which is a little beaded cat who's absolutely beautiful. That's from Super Effective Fibres. I think Ruth might, I think Ruth might have bought some yarn from them.
Right.
So check out Ruth's podcast and see what she got. But that was so cute. I couldn't resist that. And then I got a lot of these zip pull things. So one of those is going to go in with the prize as well. So this was the pouch that I got from the Treadling woman for the prize, and possibly not that one. Oh, you picked one already.
I did, the blue.
And that's the zip pull that will go with that. And this,
or you can use it as a progress keeper.
yeah, and this little mini.
And we've got
something from yesterday as well. Go with that.
What else have you got in that bag?
So in this bag, Claire from Birdstreet kindly gifted me 2 skeins of yarn.
So
this is
gift.
I think the John gift added. The John shawl's done well for both of us. So she was very grateful. And I spotted this at the very beginning of the day. It's called Second Hand Rose. And I didn't have it straight away because I thought if somebody else wants it, I can always get John's. There was one left, right. And we went back before we came home, and she gave me some beautiful surrey to go with it. Which is on Cherie.
Oh, I love
Cherie Cloud.
Cherie is in sock is my Christmas sock design,
and that might be a John because I don't have a John. I got my tonal John that I'm knitting, but I don't have a John in Birdstreet. So I think that was everything.
What's that notebook?
Oh, that's just the book I got from. So we're adding to that. So this shawl design will come in the new year. Yeah. Right, so that was stitched.
Oh, and you got me this.
Oh yeah,
from Pixie Yarn.
So Rachel sent me Pixie Yarn had put these on a story on Instagram. Rachel sent me the story. I didn't look at it until after the story had expired. So anyway, she sent me a picture, or she just said, "I want the one with the rabbit." So
navy blue.
So that was Pixie.
That's mine
from Pixie Yarn.
Yeah. That was my pictures, even though I wasn't there.
Right.
And then we went to
Mammy and Florrie. So last week, Rach was chatting, or Mammy and Florrie, the lady Amy from Mammy and Florrie, she started knitting a Simon. And she put on, so look on, I think it was on our Instagram story.
It was before then that she and I were chatting.
Was it?
Because I asked her if she was going to be here at Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and she said no. And I said, "Oh, could we come up and visit? Are you very far away? Like you're coming up there? Could we come and see you?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, come. I'll find us somewhere to have lunch and stuff." So yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah. So she asked if I could bring some samples, and I basically took every shawl. Every shawl that I've ever designed.
Jo took the shop. Basically.
I happened to have them all in an IKEA bag. So I took them up, and we spent time looking through them and picking her colours for different shawls.
She did do
Amy. I think she'd admit that she's not the most. She's quite a beginner knitter, or she's not the most. She doesn't do a lot of lace and things like that. So she's knitting Simon, which is garter with a slip stitch, and she really wants to do a Cecil, which is garter. So you have to pay a little bit of attention. I mean, Cecil's more forgiving.
Yeah.
But you pay a little bit of attention.
But if you look on her, follow her on Instagram and have a look at her Simon, it is stunning.
Yeah.
So stunning.
So it just shows you what how stunning yarn makes a pattern.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we obviously
we
obviously
bought some
got some yarn.
And she gave us a bag each.
Yeah.
So she's Mammy
and Florrie. And she's the loveliest.
She is.
And I think we're the same age. We just clicked and we just
so she's got this base. She gave us, this is what she gave us each. Corriedale mohair 4-ply non-wash. And I love this colourway. I bought the sock yarn in Wonderwall, at Wonderwall. And it's called Sunset at Ladonna. And on this corridor, and it's going to be a, I don't know, 2-skein shawl.
It could be.
I was asking.
It could be a texture only, Chris.
Yeah, but I was asking you as well about the 1-skein lace one. Piper. Yeah, Piper. If I could do it in make it 2-skein.
Yeah, easily.
But anyway, that was my colourway, and Jo
and I had the secret poppy.
This is the colourway of the moment. I think it's doing because Dorita did her Simon in it, and she's said people just want it, so it's doing that. That is lovely.
And I'm knitting I'm either going to knit a Morris,
right,
in it, or the new one that I'm designing with Nellie and Eve. After I've done that, I might knit one. Yeah, I might knit this.
I think that's a good idea.
That in this yarn.
Or maybe I should
wait to knit.
Test knit the pattern for you.
So and it's beautiful. It's got mohair in it, so it's got.
I'm not casting on another shawl.
No, I won't.
Till I finish Simon anyway.
But I might wind it and just knit a little bit because Amy's interested in what we think of the yarn base. Yeah. But it is. I just love it. The colours are just so amazing.
And
so thank you very, very much, Amy, for that.
You. And carrying on the theme, I bought Sunset on the merino, 50% merino. That's it.
50% merino, 50% blue face Leicester, and it's a John Arbon yarn.
And then I got it on the 100% baby Surrey alpaca. You didn't get it. This is not it. This is called Chatsworth House, but I bought this to go with this.
To knit Simon.
I want a Simon with a variegated yarn.
Yeah. Oh, that would be beautiful.
Although there is the bit where it's very similar.
I think because of the difference, the texture,
you'll see it still. Yeah. So that's
you got that, and then I got. I've got an idea for another design. I've got like 4 or 5 designs floating around my head at the moment. And this is the merino singles in the colourway Point Linus Lighthouse.
And just to say that Amy's yarn her colourways are definitely always inspired by places.
She's always been to the place as well.
And they,
apart from the one she did for Glasgow, her son had been to the place.
And so every label has the what 3 words for that place.
Yeah.
So
I've got to go with this. It's called Swizzles Factory. Isn't that just?
And that, if you're not from the UK, that is a candy factory.
Yeah.
Manufacturers. We all grew up eating swizzle pops.
Yeah. And this is a new mohair base, which has got less mohair and more silk.
It's beautiful.
And I'm going to put that with that for a shawl.
Yeah.
Oh, and then in the new year, we're going to come up with
a new
colourway and a new design, possibly for
Yarndale. And then I got 2 sock yarns, the 675 BFL 25% nylon in the Secret Poppy Field, the colour Toujours. And then I got Mitford Cornfields.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is. And the what 3 words for this are ranking, pumpkin and violinist.
Read out the ones for mine.
That one's slip backers and vibrating.
This one is Friday Custard Binds. And the Swizzles Factory is Chilled Paradise Tadpoles.
This one, the Sunset at Landonna, is Dent Tigers Dentures.
Wonder how they work them out.
And it's
Random, I suppose.
it's a system of finding a place.
Yeah.
So you can tell somebody the 3 words of where you are, and they can find you within 20-metre square.
Yeah.
And this one is Mailers, Glee, Rides, is it? Rider?
Rider. Oh, I can't read that.
That one got folded over.
And then I got a few little notions. Did you get any notions?
No.
I got, I saw this and I was like, oh, that if anybody needs that, it's me. Shawl. And then I saw these, and they're little progress keepers with words on. And they say, Wally, Div, Doofus, Muppet, Bum and Crumbs. And my husband is always calling me a doofus. And a Muppet.
In the nicest
Possible way. When we were on our trip, the people on the coach wanted to know which Muppet I was. And then I saw these, and I think it was just these.
Did you say Miss Piggy?
No, it wasn't Miss Piggy. Who did you say?
Yeah.
Who did you say I was? I think it's like Fozzie Bear or something.
Right.
I think I am. Trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I found these little daisies. And
They're really cute.
yeah, and I really like those. I particularly like this one with the rainbow sparkles.
You can't need one of those.
Yeah, so everything I bought was definitely for design. But we'll just have to watch this space.
Yeah.
And then
Yesterday.
so then after we left Amy, we had a lovely lunch with
Yeah.
Amy, and then we drove over from the Peak District to Yorkshire. Some very small roads, which I'm not used to, but it was fine. I think the weather was kind to us. It wasn't raining, and it wasn't. It was still light until we got onto the motorway, so that was all good.
And we knew where we were coming.
Yeah.
We've been here before.
So that's your
haul.
It's my haul. So where do you want to start?
So we very kindly were gifted the tickets to come.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that it's in the plastic bag and it's going to make massive noises. And so part of the VIP ticket was to get a bag.
We're going to give one of these away.
Yeah, we are. This one with the stars though. Let's give that one away.
Yeah. And in the bag you got
You will get. Are you going to keep them?
no, you'll get a
Pin?
Yorkshire Yarn Fest pin and a sticker. And you'll get a save the date for next year.
Yeah, so it really is a growing
Yeah.
show that is Sophie organises it very, very well.
Yeah. So that'll be part of this giveaway.
I thought we were going to use it for the gift-a-long giveaway.
Oh, okay. Don't mind, whichever.
Well, that'll be part of the gift-a-long prizes, I think.
Okay, fine, whatever you want.
We've got some already at home. We didn't bring anything like with us to show you, but I bought one of the Christmas bags from Botanical Yarn. I'm going back today to buy some yarn, so next podcast I'll show that. But this is the one that I picked from Sophie's got so many beautiful, all for all sorts of
and I think this must have been
last year
or a random piece of fabric.
I don't remember her showing that one.
No, but I love this, the zip top pouch.
Yeah, I do as well.
Style, and I saw this, and I just that is so lovely.
Yeah, this is the roll top one.
Yeah,
so you roll it down, so it can be a sock or it can be a bigger project.
Yeah. And I was lucky enough that I'd earned some money with Sophie because I've designed some shawls and things that have gone to yarn shows.
Yeah.
And I that was part of my.
What yarn did you get?
And I got.
You wanted the non-superwash.
Yeah, I went and had a route around the.
It's your favourite base.
It's my favourite base.
Exactly.
And this is my favourite colour, which is Pampas Grass, and it was from the seconds or the Lonely Skein bin, but it's got a few little sometimes the dye, a speckle will get on, and it can't be sold as the main colour, but I'll be adding it as stripes or colour work or something. So I'm happy with that. So I got 2 skeins of the Pampas Grass, and then she had this beautiful green, which is just up my street, which I think is part of the Sakura collection. And then this beautiful variegated on a non-superwash, which is the Sakura Spring Glow.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of combination of that. Will probably be a Simon. So there was those, and then 2 mohairs. One is the Sakura Spring Glow, which I think needs to have a moment on its own on something, and it's just beautiful. And then this one is the Flock Fibre Fest 2024 colourway, which is also gorgeous and needs a moment. So beautiful. Yeah, so that was my yarn from.
Have you got my? Well, I've given Jo some to take home to wind.
And then we also got this for buying it. We bought it for one of our friends had asked us to buy the Botanical Doodle deck, which Sophie suggested it to.
She's like they collaborated.
Yeah.
To Jamie.
And of course it had to be pink.
Yeah. Who designed the deck for her. She's got all sorts of decks.
Is her name not on it?
Portable Stitch Directory. Pacific Knit Co. Yeah. Whoever.
But she's just brought a book out, hasn't she?
Yeah. Each deck includes 1 instructional card, 2 cowl pattern cards, 24 colourwork chart cards. And they're all florals.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll put that back in my bag.
And then
see because
so after we'd been to, can you hold on to that?
Yes.
After we'd been to Birdstreet, we started Botanical Yarn. We started looking around the show, and was the Ducky Darlings the first one we went to?
First one we bought from.
And Rachel wanted some boucle. She's going to crochet.
Yeah.
With these. One's called Woodlands. And isn't that's Christmas to me. I think that's gorgeous. And then Illusion. It's like a Monet painting.
And Jo's going to wind those for me before I see her next weekend.
Those back in there. And I got a skein of the Woodlands, speckled Woodlands.
You're going to put some socks
slightly
on,
more subtle. Yeah, so I'm going to cast some socks on. Can't decide whether I'm going to knit my Birdstreet gingerbread
Martini.
Yeah, the sparkly one.
Right.
First.
Right.
And then I'll cast those on.
You heard it, people.
I might even
2 pairs of socks are going to be cast.
I might even just hibernate the pixie ones and start the Christmas
How
ones.
have you got on the pixie one?
I'm on the foot of the first sock.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then the lovely lady at Ducky Darlings gave us this to go in with the
the gift-away.
gift-away, which will be coming to you if you live in the UK. If you don't live in the UK, we can't post scissors.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right. What did you get? Have you got any more?
So I got another. I got some Ducky Darlings because I didn't think.
So you weren't going to get me to
Yeah. So we've got a present. Yeah. Surprise. That's a surprise. No, I didn't.
No.
The next, I bought some yarn from. It was the stand was Emily Folds, and they had all sorts of some commercial yarn and things like that. And then
Yeah.
I know you're doing it. We'll be quick. And this is Mama Bear. I think it's her daughter, sister.
Don't know. I think they may just be friends. We didn't.
Yeah. And this is Midnight and Mulled Wine, and it's on the Midnight. The main is Donegal Nep, not neon.
Not neons. Oh, that's beautiful.
And then you got some from here as well. Lottie knits.
I'm really liking this superwash merino silk and yak base.
Yeah.
So I got 2 skeins from her. One is, are they both the same colourway?
No, it's here.
Oh, Deep Water and Kingfisher.
And the base is a glow.
And I think I'm going to be knitting some 1 skein shawls.
And mine is Little Bird Sock Marl, Lady of the Lake, and it's navy and dark green.
And teal. It's just beautiful. It's on a zebra, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that might be a Musselburgh.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because it's very, or some kind of hat.
Yeah.
So I also think, thinking cowl.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens with that. So, and then we got some yarn bags.
I got these from Mossy and the Squid. And Stitch Mark, Progress Keepers, little agate pumpkins. They were just my colours. So yeah.
Lovely. I got this. This is a second, not a second. The old, like a, what would you call it?
Clearance.
End of line. At a shop called the Woolly Tangle. I've bought yarn from her online before and a bag. So that is lovely, and it's peacocks, which. And where did my stitch markers go?
I don't know, I gave them to you last night.
And then this is a bag we bought for part of the gift-away.
Not the gift-away,
the
the Gift-a-long prizes.
So that will be one of the prizes with some other bits.
Yeah. And then you've got one more. You've got one more lot of yarn.
I have.
Are you going to show it?
I am going to show it, and I've got stitch markers down the bottom.
Okay.
This was gifted to me to design with from the Wool Kitchen.
Lovely
Yeah.
Helen
and
is it
gifted
Sophie?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is Skyfall in merino silk and forklight and kid silk mohair.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So I'm going to be,
Where did you get your stitch markers?
and I think it's going to be crochet. Because
My friend
crochet will have
my
it.
friend Sue has requested
There's
a
a single
one skein
but
crochet pattern.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure because I have got an idea that it might be a bit bigger. But then these were from a lady in the middle.
Alpaca.
Yeah, she had a lot of alpaca stuff, yarn, and they're progress keepers, but they're all different socks. Not different. There's 3 pairs.
So they were a
Socks.
must for Rach.
Yeah.
And then you went back to have a rest.
Yeah.
And I carried on looking around with Sue, and I saw Jackie from Soft Accents, and I saw this, and I could not resist. So
she has the most amazing.
she does. She has the
African
most amazing
fabrics.
prints. And this, there was a bigger one, and I said, do you have that print on a smaller one? And she did. So I got the smaller one because I don't do massive project like this. Will carry probably fit 2 shawl projects in.
Jo crams her products.
But that's just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
And then she gave us another prize for the gift along, and it's this beautiful red and drawstring bag with a mustard inside, and it's got this handle.
And that was a collaboration with Apptivo and Dye, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that she did. So yeah, so that will be one of the prizes.
Yep, and that was everything. Then we're going back today.
Yep.
We're going to meet some friends for a coffee in a minute, and then have one last look around the show. Another chat with Soph, probably,
and then we'll be on our way home.
Give Soph and her mum a squeeze, and then we'll be on our way back down south. Start the next week.
Yeah.
So next weekend we've got the trunk show.
We won't be
podcasting. And I'm only coming for the day. In fact, I might not even come to your house. I might just go there, and if Sally can pick you up. And then I'll be back the next week to podcast. We'll see how far we get with our gift along things for that. And so if you've liked this episode, please like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithms, as they say.
Very close to
2,000 followers. To get the little prize, we may add a couple more things in today. That'll be a surprise for you. Let us know if when whoever wins can let us know if they're in the UK. But what do you want to know? What's your favourite thing to gift? To knit, to gift?
Yeah, that's a good one.
So let us know that in the comments, and then we'll pick somebody in a couple of weeks when we get back together to podcast. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Thanks for getting the prize, Jo.
That's all right. So no, it's lovely to chat to everybody, and we will see you all soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Happy knitting.